Hi, I'm Nate,
I'm Rocks.
and this is the Bourbon Barrel. Ooh, nice and high this time. That's
Right.
lovely.
We get so deep on the
Get
last
some
one.
falsettos.
I'm
It's
singing.
lovely.
I can't sing, but I can sing.
So,
Talk like that.
I can't say that every episode is special, but this is a special episode, so I guess I can.
Yeah. It's cool, man. This is,
Yeah.
yeah, because, yeah.
So this one, with thanks to the robes and my dad in particular, we are able to bring you some Kentucky Owl offerings. Um, we have a Wiseman here, which is like their
They
newest
know I'm
release.
here. You don't have to tell them.
Nice.
Jesus. Come on.
This is the newest Kentucky Owl product that they've started to
Mm,
mass produce and release.
yeah, because since they sold the distillery.
Yeah,
Or they never had a distillery.
right.
Yeah.
But this is actually really tasty. Like
Yeah, no, I've tried.
this
Yeah.
is like the third bottle I've had.
Yeah, and I had never tasted it because the only things I saw were $100 or
Right.
more,
Like
period.
this one's like $150 bottle. That's confiscated. And then the batch 11, which is the last Deadman product, I believe, right?
I think so.
That
That's
one
one of them.
that's a $300 bottle.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. And so without, our financial backer of my dad, who also enjoys bourbon, we would not be bringing this to
Yeah,
you.
thank you very
So
much
thank you,
to
Robes. Thank you, Dan.
Father Neat.
And yeah, most exciting times.
Uh, Go ahead, and I'm just reading. You
Very
can
good.
fill my dead air for
So
me.
we're gonna start with the newest offering, the Wiseman, and this is only like a $45 bottle, so
Yep.
it's a really tasty bottle for the price point, and it's still right out of the Kentucky Owl, their selections, and it's 90 proof,
Right.
and for 90 proof and for the price point, this is one of my favorite like gifts that you can give to someone. This is one of my favorite things you can have on your shelf or sipping when you feel like you want to have some bourbon.
Special occasion. Right. Right. Well, not. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
These two, I would
Yeah,
consider special occasion.
absolutely.
Um. Yeah.
This one's like you can grab this as a Kentucky Owl product and know
I
you're
think
getting
these
quality
older
stuff.
ones, the ones that he's involved in, say the Wise Man's Bourbon
Yeah,
on there because
absolutely.
I had never seen I'd never even picked it up up close because I never considered spending the money to buy it when
Right.
I hadn't heard enough or read enough or had any money. By the way, yeah. So I was broke. Well, I mean, I'm not. And now I'm still broke
Oh,
because these are his ads. Um,
one of the fun things that it says is like on the Wiseman, gilded by wisdom and crafted with the knowledge of the Wiseman. Like it's kitschy, but it's fun.
it's funny and it's like
It's cool,
it
and
definitely
it definitely says Kentucky Owl, and it's a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, and yeah, no, definitely cool bottle, cool story on the back, and all that stuff.
so that yeah, I was wondering because from everything I've read, I thought it was mostly juice they were using from MGP, Midwest Grain Products.
Hmm.
That a lot of that it's, I believe. Yeah, okay, so here's a Dixon Deadman right there.
Yeah,
Now it says CM on all of them. That's the great 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 grandfather that
yeah,
started it in the 1800s. It went out of business in Prohibition. Okay,
that'll happen
but
when
it was one of the biggest Kentucky distilleries at the time before it went out of business.
wow.
At that back then, Dixon brought it back in 2014, brought the label back, and Dixon himself blended. He's referred to as a master blender. He's the fifth or sixth generation, and he brought it back as a blended whiskey and never blended bourbon. Sorry, and never whiskey's bourbon, but not all bourbon's whiskey.
True,
No, all bourbon's whiskey, not all whiskey's bourbon. So
more true.
right, truer than
I knew what you meant.
sort of truish, truish.
True.
Okay. Yeah. So there's a lot of now I think they have okay, so he started in 2014. He sold it in 2017. He sold it to the Stoli group that has the Stoli vodka.
And vodka.
It was their group's first purchase of a bourbon brand. They now own it, which is where this one comes from. Dixon not involved. Dixon wasn't part of this blending process. This he was. He blended, I think, 11 batches.
Hmm.
I'm still a little
That's
confused, and I was reading about him and trying to remember the time frames of all these things that happened. He sold the brand and now is a consultant for a major consulting firm that helps out a lot of people that make whiskeys and bourbons and stuff down south.
cool.
But yeah, so he's still doing it, his family, and he is still involved, and it's called the Beaumont Inn in Kentucky. They've owned it their whole family for over 100 years, and they still do. He seems like a nice guy. I've watched a couple episodes where he's on episodes, full episodes even. He's around our age. He looks like he's somewhere in his late 30s, early 40s. Seems like a very nice guy. Seems like a very knowledgeable guy. Seems like
Yeah,
that kind of stuff. Also seems, and I'm not trying to, no shade, but he also seems like a very shrewd guy. He knows what he's saying when he's saying it, how he's saying it. He knows what he's doing. And, you know, life is life, and you have to make a business, and you have to make a profit, and you have to make a living. And he brought this back, and after a few years of very high priced stuff out there, people wanted it, and I'm sure he sold it for a profit. And
oh,
I'm
yeah,
sure he still has somebody has something to say about something. They can't just start. I'm sure there's a lot of clauses in contracts that are,
right.
they can't
No, like an
randomly
NDA
produce
and things
something
like
horrifying.
that. Right.
And honestly, this was great. We've
Yeah,
tried it, and
and I
it's
again, this is my third bottle of this.
yeah. And I haven't bought one because you just always have it.
Yeah, because it's so good.
It is. It's tasty, and you get into a lot of middling
Yeah.
areas when you talk about blended bourbons and stuff, and where they come from, and how
Mhm.
longer age dated. I must assume that this one is the expensive one,
That
right?
is the batch 11. Yes,
Okay, so I
that's the
must
cheap.
assume for this price that it's just longer age stated
I don't know.
whiskeys or bourbons that he sourced than this one. That's all I can assume. And I kept looking for, that's what I was kind of looking for, was where it's bottled and distilled. It says bottled by Kentucky Owl, distilled in Kentucky. If it's distilled in Kentucky, it's not MGP. MGP is in Indiana,
Hmm.
which makes me start thinking, is it Dickel? There's a couple other ones that still source quite a bit of their own stuff. Like, for instance, Willet just started in 2012. They were before that buying barrels from other places too. Bardstown, I can't remember.
Right.
MGP is one of the big ones. Anyway,
But
I'm sorry, I'm rambling, but I'm giving you some
yeah,
background
there's
about,
information. It's
you
good.
know,
But I know that the Robes have done this flight too, and they said they're all good,
right.
but it's like a clear as day.
Have you sipped this?
I
No, you
haven't
just
yet,
did.
no,
Well, all right,
but I
well,
can.
let's sip.
But it's
I'm gonna sip. I'm gonna sip. You have to sip. Sip it now.
still as good as I remember.
What did you say this was? 90 or 96
This is
or
a 90.6.
90.6? Okay.
Yeah, 90.8, excuse me. 90.8
Oh,
proof.
wow.
But
Yeah, that's still.
I mean, we've had some. It's good for a $45 bottle of bourbon, and I mean, this is cool little designs in the glass and stuff. So,
The lid on the back of this one's really
yeah,
cool.
it's like a little treasure map looking thing. It's pretty neat. Um,
Man,
we'll show it to you in a second when he's done. But
Kentucky Olive brand.
the most interesting thing about this flight is that
We're drinking it. That's the most interesting part. It's us. Pay attention.
from what I've heard from the Robes, is that each offering gets better, but the first one is actually very good. So to get better than that is impressive, and to continue to get better than
It
that
better get
is,
better than that with the price difference.
I mean, yeah, right. So it's literally this one. You could buy three of these for one of these, and then you could buy two of these for one of those. So really, you could buy six of these for one of those.
You following that?
Math is
Focus.
power. But
Focus.
I mean, this is
But you,
for a $45 bottle. I don't know what I would put against it. Like that's
for a
got a same
45.
taste that's got a decent profile at a $45 price point. I mean,
That's a good question, though. And we were just starting this episode, so
like
I'm thinking
The
that,
Old Forester 1910, which is delicious, is like $60. So this is
I mean, you could, if we're going MSRPs, you could go with a lot of Buffalo Trace stuff to at least compare it to.
like a Willet or not a Willet, no, excuse me, a Weller.
Well,
Like
they're,
but you got to be able to find that. This is widely available.
you know, what would be, I think, I could be wrong, but I think if this is 90.8, if
Hmm.
we put it up against flat old Buffalo Trace at 90, blind,
I would be able to tell the difference immediately
I don't think I would.
because I
I
do
don't think you
not.
could either.
I don't like Buffalo Trace. I'm
Really?
gonna say it. I think their base offering sucks
Oh,
ass.
I think it's good.
I just bought a bottle because I was on a list because I got on that list before I'd had it,
It's
and
just
then I had it. I
ironic
was like,
that I
yeah.
did the same thing like a month or two ago. I told you, lady, was like, yeah. I
It's
mean, I still like it.
it's middling ground. It's middle of the road, but it's actually lower than middle for me. Like I had it, and it's like this is what they're coming out with as their like flagship name brand stuff, Buffalo Trace, and
I
I think their OG Buffalo Trace has a lot of room for improvement. I love
we've
their
never started the benchmark eight.
That's fair. I love their antique collection. Like the things that they put out aside from Buffalo Trace. delicious.
Yeah, have you had the antique? The antique is like the William LaRue Weller and the George T. Stagg and those other ones. I've never tried those
I
'cause I've
got
never had those.
I got a couple of those when I went up to Buffalo.
Okay, so because you were doing pours
Yeah.
too. Yeah, yeah, right, right.
Um, but no, it was
I
yeah.
mean, look, this is good. I'm not
Yeah.
remotely arguing how good this is.
There's like a
And this is known to be the first distillate
mhm.
from the distillery that bought the brand from Dix and Dedman. So this is not,
Yeah.
supposedly is not sourced.
There's no burn. There's a little bit of cherry flavoring in there, I think. But it's overall, it is for the price point. You're gonna be hard pressed to find something as tasty as this uh,
I still think we should do the Buffalo Trace
regularly
blind with it. At
regularly on the
least.
shelf. We can do that. I have both of them.
The regular Elijah Craig, the small batch. It's more
I
than
do.
28.29.
I
And it's
like the
94 proof, a bit more, but
we can do the whole we can do all three of those as a blend if you want.
I'm just trying to go through like my head some of those 90s and
Because
stuff
I
because we did
did enjoy
Eagle
the
Rare.
Elijah
Eagle
Craig.
Rare's 90,
Yeah.
and it, the MSRP is only like $50, $45.
Eagle Rare, I think, is going to beat this just because it's got several different flavors going on. This is like a couple notes I can pick up. Eagle Rare is a very distinctive thing.
See, now the first thing I was thinking was it's not, it's just good. Like my baseline mentality of drinking whiskeys and bourbons still to this day and palate, like for the first thing that my brain tells me is this sucks or this is good.
Hmm.
And this is good.
Yep,
Okay. I'm having I had a bit of a hard time discerning a lot of the flavor.
I saw that.
Yeah, I squirted. Um, I want to tell you, sometimes it happens. You don't know when it's gonna go off all the time.
There's a
Um,
top next to
I'm just gonna look it up.
That's fair.
Actually,
So yeah, base offering, super tasty, 45 bucks. Can't go wrong with it.
only offering now
Yeah,
that we're aware of.
that is still, you know.
Well, yeah, that's not going on, but like keep
Yeah,
talking.
so
So I'm not.
I mean, and that makes sense as to why these ones are so much more higher priced, is because you're not getting the same distiller, you're not getting the same guy making them. So
See what I
that's
did there?
that's all what you did.
Yeah.
Picking up what you put down. So to come across these bottles in the wild is going to get harder and harder to find. I mean,
In the wild.
they're they're higher priced, so not everyone's going to pay for that. But those people that do pay for that eventually are going to buy out as many of these as they can, and they will be rare to find. They will be rare to be unopened, and they will probably be of value at some point.
Yes. Yeah. Very true. Very true.
So with
Now
that,
let's see.
we're going to try the confiscated.
We don't. Yeah, yeah. That's the one that I was just holding that actually has Dixon Deadman's name on it.
Hmm.
His name, not CM. If it says CM Deadman, it'll probably always say that. He was the original founder, 1870 something or
Founder
another.
CM Deadman.
Yeah. But it's got that on the back, I think, where it said Dixon. Like it had his name, his little insignia. This one does not, and it's more expensive.
That's exactly a good place for it. It's weird. So
Why wouldn't
I don't know, man.
it's just gotta be older juice is all I
CM
can think.
Deadman. I don't
The
know.
older,
Yeah.
yeah, but not Dixon. That one's got Dixon's name on it. This one doesn't.
But that is definitely the batch 11 is like the flagship thing to do. Like if you find like a batch 10 or a batch 8, I mean, that's probably worth several $1,000s at this point, I would imagine.
Absolutely.
But
Weird. Um, I had okay, so
force them, force them, force them now.
all right, Jesus, he's so pushy. Leave me alone.
Oh, that's tasty to smell. Just the sniff.
It's tasty.
Did you drink the water out first?
Yeah, yeah, it's
Okay.
pretty good. I had some. There wasn't water in it. I squirted it all
It's really watered down.
It's all over the goddamn counter. It wasn't in the bowl in the cup. I didn't have a chance to put it in the cup. Put it in the
Oh man, so good.
yeah, it's really like subtle, but it's right there, and you can see because it printed it,
Hmm.
which I again leads me to wonder why isn't his name done on this one,
I don't know.
and what makes it more
You know, let us know. Put it in the comments.
cax.
Cask, cask.
Yeah. 118.8. What was the proof on the confiscate?
The confiscated is under 100 because it's only 48.5%. So 96.4 proof.
Oh, so we're going up. Okay, so
Yeah.
90, 96, and
What's the method to
118.
my madness? The more alcohol, the more price. That's how.
That one doesn't say anything about cask strength, right?
No.
Original cask. Batch number 11, bottled July 2021. 118 single batch.
as in
Small batch, single batch.
so.
But no, what's the difference between single batch and single barrel and
Remember
small
what you
batch?
said with like the bottled and bond is it has to be the same year, but it
Same as filling
could
season.
be two different batches. So this is just a single batch out of that one season. That would be how I would interpret that.
This is so weird. It's not weird. It's just so complex. It's kind of like it's exactly like trying to draw
Yeah,
all the
all the
flavors
flavors.
out to try to keep all those mini tentacles all over the bourbon and whiskey landscape. It's ridiculous.
So have you nosed? It's a good
I
nose. It's
I
a good
was
nose. It's great. It's a great nose. It's like this nose has had work done to it.
it's a nose job. It's a nose job. Oh, it's
I mean, there's sweetness there. There's subtle notes that I can't distinguish, but I know they're there. Like
almost got like a
yeah,
light. I almost wanted to say pear or apricot, like a
yeah.
real
There's
light
there's
sort of
there's a
fruity.
little light of yep. That would be the best way to explain it. Oh man, that
It's
smells good. I hope it smells as good as it
it's
tastes, or
odor.
tastes as good as it smells. So cheers to this. Here's one of a few bottles that we will try that we didn't buy that are very expensive.
Yeah, it's true. This is the one, yeah. Wiseman's
Oh,
version. They always use the word Wiseman. I mean, Dixon was using it before he sold it because it's on these ones. So I don't know. I love the stories. I've said this before. If you watch all our episodes. Anyway, I'm always into the stories. I get very in depth and I end
mhm.
up Googling for hours at a time. Watching
Comes
late
down
at
that
night.
rabbit hole.
Just yeah, I
Yeah.
do fall down the rabbit hole
Not to be confused.
because he taught me about it. Rabbit hole is good stuff.
It is. It's
I'm
great
gonna
stuff.
buy a bottle of the. You gave me the Cave Hill. I'm gonna buy a bottle of the Highball soon.
Oh yeah, is that the
Yeah,
high rye?
it might be, but it's not
Yeah,
just a rye.
right.
Which
It's just a high rye bourbon.
that's yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean the other ones are. I haven't had Derringer, or did we take? Did you let me taste it here? Or is it
We might have
unopened?
tried it, but it wasn't. I don't know that it was an actual
Have you
Derringer
tasted
because
it?
it's like the thumbprint edition. Yeah, you
Okay,
go for round two.
you. I haven't tasted it yet. Ooh,
Yeah, that's smooth like butter. That is
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I like this better.
really,
Oh yeah,
really.
I'm gonna take one last baby sip, but because it's not mine, it's expensive,
No, you do you, boo.
and
He's got a couple bottles of it.
I still there's one that's dripping down the limb.
Suck it out of the shag. That was entirely disturbing, and I don't know. Nope, nope, we're done. Okay, you're cut off, sir. We're taking you back to wherever you
Just my
came from.
finger, and then I lick my finger. I didn't like
It was
rub my licked finger on it.
wildly inappropriate for YouTube, sir.
It isn't, bro. It's,
Trying to seduce the viewers like
I'm
that. How
saying,
dare you?
listen, if you like it, then you like it. I don't know what to tell you.
See, I think this is smoother, and there's more of a cherry flavor to
We're
it. Yeah,
we're on the third episode, and I
yeah.
never put the bourbon barrel shirt on.
I got one. I
You know.
represent. It's good. It's okay.
I
Love it.
I would have bought. My plan was to buy you one of those sweatshirts too, but she gave me it for Christmas, so I was just like,
Yeah,
"Oh, on it. Let's try a different logo again because
yeah.
eventually somebody will say they like something.
I like them all.
You know,
You like Pokemon to me.
I liked the round one, and I just haven't picked it up yet because, like I told you,
Yeah.
you liked two of them, and that looked more like a show. It had like a Tonight Show
Nice.
sauce, I mean,
Yeah,
and she told me $10, so
not bad.
to put it on there. So if I had more money, I'd have just bought you one.
If I
Or
had
bought
money
more
in
bourbon,
dollars,
but you're always part of that.
I'd be rich.
I'd buy you a K car.
A nice, reliant automobile. I don't know how many of those lyrics we can say before we get demonetized. We're not monetized yet, but if
Hey,
we ever are,
I get a very serious vibe and
hmm,
just a feel that people aren't going to give two craps until we have so much
yeah. No,
attention. You know,
see, once you
you could
make it, then
play,
people start.
you could play music. I don't think you're getting a cease and desist order until it hits some sort of
Oh
something.
yeah, for sure.
Nobody's going to be like, oh, 30 people watched that.
No,
I'm not paying
I
a
need my
lawyer to
money.
sue him for this.
Oh
Like,
no, we need your money because Britney Spears is free now.
mm,
So,
I'm
but
sorry, man. I would
it's
pick this.
really because I thought this was smoother than that.
Oh
I
no.
thought this was a lot smoother.
I don't think this. I wouldn't even use the word smooth for a 90 something.
Really?
Nope, not smooth. For
Wow.
96, and this was just 6 points less. This was smooth. This was smoother. How's that? To me, again,
think it's only might. You're gonna do
you got to watch how much I drink, though. Because things will go crazy off the rails. I'm already squirting on tables. I should probably not do this motion.
All right. Well, we'll do the.
That made it look like I have, anyway, like I'm milking myself or something. Like,
He said he could do a. Ever said he could do a thing. I want to see if he can do a thing.
I'll try to do it
But
then.
we're gonna try the big bad batch 11
You,
here.
you can't just have me do it. You got to do it with me.
Oh, do I?
Sure.
That's unfortunate.
It's our show.
Yeah, I know, but you were the one that said you could do it. I didn't think I could do it.
Oh, well, then, but all that means is you don't have something to live up to,
Oh,
whereas I do. So,
ah.
so you should do it with me so we do it together. Well, wait, you can't do blind and then like,
Well, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pour one for each of us. Then
okay,
I'm gonna let them set out
okay.
as we do the
See if
batch
they
11.
open up.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna give you two, and you'll know which ones, and I'm gonna do two, and I'm gonna do the whole uh, Dread Pirate Roberts.
We gotta, you gotta remember which one's which. Like, it's gonna be a pretty similar color.
Oh, these are I'll separate them. I got four glasses. It's fine. Yeah, this.
Yeah, but then you got the four glass, but if you separate them,
I know which one's which. Here, I tell you
you
what.
can't blind with me if you know which one's which.
You'll know which one's which too, and then we each take a glass, and then we sort them, and then you give them to the other person, so you remember which ones you did and which ones I did.
I'm gonna let you lead on this. Let's see if we figured out because
I've
I'm
got it.
confused and we're on air. So
That's it's fine.
although you can't edit, we're not live. So
That's true. All right, so batch 11 here. Let's do that.
I'll learn today.
Gonna learn today.
All right. You want to do that one now? To like
I want to do batch 11 while we let these open up.
ah, he's very technical.
Yeah, I am methodic. They call me Method Man.
Everything I was just about to say, you would have had to edit because I was about to say something about last night.
No, lovely.
He's very methodical, all right. Let's just put it that way.
You asshole.
Dude's got I can't even explain the methodology he
Okay.
has behind some things in his life.
Batch 11, sir. Let's do it.
This is gonna throw that off quite a bit too because
Oh,
we're gonna
yeah.
you start this.
All right.
We're gonna go from well, you know what?
Oh, we should do this.
Oh good, I get to squirt again.
Yeah.
Everybody loves that. They're very similar colored.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a this is the ironic part. If you put them where they are for now, this one, if you like look right at it, looks lighter.
Almost.
It's one glass.
No.
Well, no, it doesn't because wait.
Yeah.
But those look lighter. Let's slide the wait. Sorry.
No, you're
But
fine.
we're really kind of going. We're not going off the rails, but
We're
kind of.
this is challenge. Yeah, this is a thing. Like we want to know.
You can't tell me that one's not darker. The lighter one. You can't. You just can't. Oh,
I think there you'd be hard pressed to know which is which. I
I'd
don't.
be hard pressed once you start mixing it up. But when you get them where we know where they are right now, I kind of feel like I can see it
That's fair.
a little bit.
All right.
Why? But the point being, why is the one that's 6 points more proof lighter than the one that's eight? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's weird.
Whoever started doing this, and Dixon's not doing that blending. Whoever he
Did you water
put
yours?
in control. No, you
I
took
watered
the
yours.
water away from
I
me.
put it in there.
Okay, good. That's smart because we didn't want me squirting all over the
Yeah,
place.
I was trying to prepare you.
I mean, it's not that episode yet, so that one's coming. Pun intended.
Just not on YouTube.
I'll come all over YouTube.
Lovely. There you are, sir.
Shite. Oh my God, Jesus Christ, you're a heavy pourer. Like, holy buckets of horse things.
That's
I mean,
that's darker.
like, it's your dad, so whatever you poured it. But I'm always, every time we open something that's your dad's, I'm like putting grips in there and going, Jesus Christ.
That's why I poured it because I wanted to make sure you had the full experience.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, so
Oh,
here we are.
called out
This
his
is
name quite a few times in that. Didn't, no offense.
I understood.
I heard he was a pretty cool guy. Somebody told me once, a few times.
I like that.
It's got a full nose. It's got a very full.
Yeah, there's no burn on that nose at
I
all.
don't smell alcohol.
Yeah, I don't smell
No
alcohol at
ethanol.
all. And that's 100 proof. What is that? No proof.
118.
118.
Yeah, we went way up. That was the point. Like it's
Wow.
118.8, 59.4% alcohol. That's
Okay.
So it's a lot higher alcohol, which probably means either A or both. Either A, it's a longer age stated whiskey they put in this, or blends of whiskeys that are, instead of maybe 6 and 8 year barrels, it might be 16-year barrels and 12-year barrels. And they just had to pay more, and then they blended it and found the right blend and what
Yeah,
they want.
it's there's no burn on that nose at all. It smells like it's gonna be
The
real
nose is good.
smooth.
The
It's
nose is
pretty good.
insanely smooth for 118.
For 118 proof with no burn in that nose, are you kidding me?
Yeah, no,
It's unheard of.
I don't get a ton of burn out of noses a lot.
Really?
I mean, I can smell alcohol every once in a while, but to say
No,
burn
I'm
on a
smelling.
nose,
Oh, I'm smelling. What am I smelling? Some nutty? Is it a little nutty? There's
I
nuts in
wouldn't
it?
source from Beam. I wouldn't
Really?
Beam
I don't
sources.
know.
And then Dickel, I've said it before, and I know
There's
it's jokey, but
sweetness.
people really believe they Dickel sources. I know they do.
There's a sweetness there that
That
I'm not able to
but
distinguish. It
people
could
are
be
like,
cherry, it could
they'll
be
say
orange.
Dickel.
That could be orange. I don't. That oh, that's apple. That's apple. That's
Apple.
apple.
He's very excited.
I'm very $300 bottle. We don't
This
do
is
this every day.
that's why I keep smelling it. I've smelled it like 87 times in a row. I
Oh,
gotta go in.
there's
So
pear. There's apple. There's oh man,
I'm
this is tasty. This is tasty before even tasting it. I don't even know if I want to ruin the experience with
I'm going to
drinking
tell you why this is a good show. We're polar opposites right now in the way we're thinking of it,
it. Mm-hmm.
but both doing exactly the same thing in a different way. I'm trying not to get excited because I don't want to let myself down. He's going full on
I'm
excitement. So,
excited. This is
and I,
a good day. So,
it's not a bad day either way. Hanging out with you is never a bad day. I can hang out with you and drink water, and it's a good
uh,
day.
oh,
We got to do it. We got
yeah.
to stay
All right.
for
Here, $300.
$300. What I could do with $300.
Oh, yep. There's no burn. I'm not getting any burn. It builds. There's definitely a build on the back end, but up front, there's no burn.
I got an upper roof like alcohol. I can taste the alcohol.
I don't know. It builds in the back end, but up front, as soon as you put it in your mouth, there's no burn, which is nice. I'm getting the fruity. I'm getting a little bit of fruit.
It's more of a darker. I'm getting more wood. I'm getting
Nope.
some oaky,
That would make sense if it's an aged
darker
difference thing.
cherry. I'm
Cherry, definitely cherry.
hint of, yeah,
Yeah.
darker. Anything with that proof where I mean,
Yeah.
again, I don't know.
We're going from 90s to 118.
Yeah, I mean, we literally went up 20 points, and it's okay for the price, the proof point. It's very good. That's a
Very.
very
Yes.
tasty, viscous,
It
warm,
stays in your mouth. You're right. Yes.
settling whiskey, bourbon. You can't have yours. You can't say whiskey. It's fine. It's a whiskey, but it's also bourbon.
Mhm.
It's very good. It's holding in a pleasant way.
Yes. You drank a bourbon. You know you did.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it builds into a little bit of a warmth in your mouth.
Uh,
But
I think I'd rather have a
uh,
scotch.
you're a terrible person.
I, So right then when we paused for a second, I winked like 3 times at the camera and then
Uh-huh.
I said it. Like I just wanted to see like how could I try to
How
throw him off a
how
little and
quickly I might try and kill you?
screw yeah, yeah. So a middle-aged man died of a Glencairn stabbing in upstate New York.
Just broke it on. We back right now.
Um,
Mm,
I don't know. I don't have a way to assimilate how to judge something that is from here down, I feel like I can give you some educated guesses. When you go to $300, would I pay $300 for that? $300 to me is a lot more money than maybe his dad, and it's
yeah, he's in his closer to retirement age.
right, right, younger, 3 kids, blah blah, or even him because no kids and a little bit younger
I don't
and
have adult
no
responsibilities.
kids that he's aware of. And no little Vietnamese children have showed up and been like, "Daddy."
It works both ways.
It
Yeah,
does.
you get as far as adoptions go, like they like to adopt white kids.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They took your kid and you didn't know it, and then you get to anyway. Let's go off the rails
Oh,
in a
that's so bad.
strange direction.
Yep, yep. That went somewhere.
To put it into perspective, I don't know what I could drink in the
Mm,
world. I don't know what you could pour in my mouth that I would say that's worth $300 because of what $300 means to me in
that's
a way,
understandable.
that
So
perspective.
look, I've had
Is
Pappy.
it great for 118? Yeah,
It's real good for the proof.
it's yeah.
It's really tasty. Putting it against like a Pappy, because I had a Pappy 15 recently.
Hmm.
It was very smooth. It tasted sweet. It was delightful. I still think Pappy wins out for the $300 price point.
Okay.
So those are kind of comparable.
Now,
It blows the wheels off of Eagle Rare 17 year.
I don't know what the quote unquote MSRP is on this. For
300.
this. Well, that's what you got it for.
Right, well, it's in that ballpark because we bought it from a store. We didn't buy it on the secondary market.
Yeah, and we didn't buy it. We don't really have, to my knowledge, any price gouging stores around here.
No, they're
All
all
the stores,
still like $5, $10 of each
they
other.
they
Yeah.
they add up to like they add the money they need to add to make their profit to make their
Right.
business,
Like I
but they
think
don't.
this was there was like a $5 or $10 difference in this one between the two
Yeah,
stores.
yeah, totally.
So it's not
So I
150
assume the
bucks, 140 bucks, somewhere in there.
MSRP is probably 250 to 300 if you just
Yeah.
Googled it. Um.
And then the internet's gonna charge you an up fee.
Oh. Oh. It's don't even. That's
So,
ridiculous.
but I mean, for the price points, I would, if I could buy a Pappy over a Kentucky Owl, but Pappies are harder to find than a Kentucky Owl, so
Right.
that makes sense.
I had never seen this one until we saw it at the other store.
Right.
And then I was a little thrown because it was like all these ones through his batches were always like, I guess, somewhere in the 100 to $150 range,
Hmm.
including the rye, which the rye actually sells a little bit higher. Like
Yeah,
even
the
yeah,
ride's like a 200.
yeah. I
It's
was gonna say 150 to
two
200, yeah, but yeah.
220 or something. Yeah,
And I
and then there's only one store around here carries it, and it's 220, I think.
yeah, yeah.
The good store.
No, no, no. The other one has lots of it in the lockup.
Oh, really?
Yeah, where we got our toasted barrels. They still have this rye in the lockup,
They
and
didn't
it's
have. They must have not had. They only had two.
125.
They had the confiscated because I bought the
Right.
confiscated there,
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But they have the rye in there now.
but they
It was
don't
never
have
the
the batch
toasted
11.
barrel. No, that's what I'm saying. They never had this.
Right.
They've never
So
had
that's a very
this.
rare one to find.
But again,
$300.
I would have to
Yeah.
even if I was buying this for investment purposes, I
Hmm.
would need to find out somewhere that I truly believed that Dixon's involved. The name is not on it. It's on this one because he's done. He's not part of it. He's a consulting.
Yeah.
He's not the blender of
Like
this.
that makes sense to me
And
that
as
you
far as
sell the
investment
business but
goes,
stay on board to consult them as to it so that
right?
it maintains
Because it's still
a
his name.
certain amount
Yeah,
of
still his family's name.
yes, that
Yes,
makes
not
sense to me.
his first name, but his family's name. But
Sure.
it's this is kind of cool. Like, and I mean, what I mean by this is kind of cool is this is kind of cool because we've never tried a 300. We've never
Yeah.
gone over 100.
Maybe.
What? We're 17 episodes in, so I don't feel bad about not remembering because I'm the older
Yeah.
one.
I mean, we didn't even do that one on air, the Derringer.
And
So
80 of it.
that's 80. Um, E.H. Taylor was below.
Well, that was that. We got that at Amherst. It was 50.
Yeah, it was 50.
Until Rare is
I don't
50.
know. I'd have to think about it.
Me too. I'd have to look.
I
I
mean,
would have to look back at the episodes. I'm
yeah,
thinking about it now, and I can't
yeah, I
remember
don't know.
that.
I'm like looking at the shit I have like over there.
The stuff, it's not shit. It's not. There's probably some of it that's shit, but
Yeah,
because you don't know until you try it if it's shit or not. I have
this is
never.
shit.
I what?
This is shit.
Is that the uncut or not?
It's the uncut.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that wasn't meant for drinking per se. That was meant
well, I
for.
have an open one.
I
I
know,
have
yeah.
like 3 bottles, but
Well, in that one, that's like yeah, because okay, so yeah,
mhm.
because you
Yeah,
buy something and you buy two or three of them because you're like, I know this will eventually. If you want to be an investor and you want to be
yeah.
a collector,
And why not? If we enjoy it so
early,
much, why not, start investing in the stuff that we like?
true.
That's how investments
We
work.
discussed copper tongue recently, and then
Hmm.
I went to buy the one bottle last week that I had seen that I talked to him about, and he said, and I said, and I finally I was like, let's go buy it, and I was gonna buy it, and the guy, I went there to this specific liquor store, which those people are really nice too. There's no people where we live. The people are
Liquor
mean,
stores are super nice.
and there's no price gouging stores near us that
Right.
I've seen.
Yeah, they're
I
all
saw
pretty
a
pretty.
post on one of the Facebook groups I'm in where somebody posted a picture of E.H. Taylor small batch, not even like barrel proof or something,
Right.
and he said, "Well, it's here. It's leave me alone. Regularly available, but it's always," and it showed the price
150.
point 500,
What?
4.99 or 3.99, one or the
That's
other.
ridiculous. Don't ever buy EH Taylor for $500. Don't ever do that.
I would buy a bottle of water in a price gouging store. If I
Like,
ever
yeah,
go somewhere on vacation and see a price gouging store, and I'm like, oh my God, I've never seen the Double Eagle Rare or something. I've never
right.
seen it for sale.
Yeah,
And I'm like, oh my God, I've never seen it. It's like $900. I'd be like, I won't even buy your minis.
yeah,
You guys are just, no,
yeah. No,
it's,
that's not
you're doing damage to the
not cool.
business.
Not cool.
No, that's, no.
So, for the bonus episode part,
Oh, here we go.
we're eating.
Dude, I've got like half. You poured me
Oh,
like the glass full of this.
so drink it.
I mean, well, you have to. He's mean. Why is he mean to me? I don't understand.
How dare you drink
Squirted water on his thing.
the nice marble top, whatever bar. Yeah, that's a bar. It's a thing.
This is this whole room is beautiful.
Yeah, it's
I
nice.
could live
It's
here
just cool.
forever. So
I don't intend to.
unless you buy it,
Right. Uh,
there's not an investment part of it there. Well, there is because it'll
mhm.
probably be worth more anyway. 10 years later, 5 years later. But
Yeah. Thanks, inflation.
wow. So
Good.
wow,
Good. Good.
better,
Yeah.
better
Second
than the
sip,
first
man.
was.
Second sip.
Better, better,
Hmm.
better, better.
So good. So Kentucky Owl. Yeah. Thank you. They're
This
delicious.
is.
They're fantastic. Price point
Oh yeah, yeah.
are what they are, but
I'm
they're definitely delicious. They're not low end offerings for sure. And
right.
they're definitely something that you should experience once in your life.
He's
Just
totally
to know.
right.
Like, just go out to a bar. If they have it, get a shot of it. You don't have to buy the whole bottle, and then you can know. Then you know.
Right.
Yeah, that's
You're gonna consistently pay more and more for a drink of any of this than you
right.
are this
Like
right now.
that could be like a $40, $50 shot, but you're not spending $300.
Right.
So
Like you're spending 40 or 50 on a shot.
yeah, but yes, the quantity quality thing being what it
If
is.
you include price point, I would buy this all day over any of this. As far as drinking and price point.
To be fair, I buy this all the time anyway.
Right.
Like,
So that's agreement. That's
yeah,
just
like
flat out
I
agreement.
mean, it's $45. You can't go wrong. It's still tasty. All three of them are tasty. It's just a matter of which one you want to buy and what your price points are, where you're comfortable spending money. Like that's the difference here. Like these are all really tasty. This one I thought was tastier, but that's just me. And then that one I thought was super smooth. But
I think this is super smooth for a 118. I
yeah, for
totally think that.
118 proof,
Totally
I
think
don't
that.
think you're eating 118.
No, or drinking. But
Eh,
you said eating, right? Yeah.
here or there. I mean, I've been drinking, so I don't know.
Oh, it's not fair. I want a rematch without money, actually.
You have to next time for
Literally add new glasses we've never tried. Never had these. Although supposedly these are what's inside the New Orleans. So, yeah.
yeah.
But and then you throw this in the middle, and then we mess with it, and it's just. And I had plus
Yeah,
shots.
there's like six different things we tried
That's a
before
lot.
that. It's a lot, but
We need to do a legit blind where we're like, these are the three, and here's his three, and here's my three, and there's like
we will.
maybe labels on the bottom.
I think
I like little stickers that'll just peel off, right? Like on the bottom. So we could just, you go over there and you're like, his A, his B, his C, and then here it is, and you can you drink them however you want, and
yeah, we can do that. We can do
yeah,
that. It's no problem.
we gotta do legit.
We're gonna
Kinds.
we'll legit do all three of
Well, yeah, I'll do that. Absolutely, it's fine. But I mean, this is, make sure, like, I don't,
I'm not gonna drink the whole bottle on. Jeez Christ.
I'm saying, like,
No, that's awful. I wouldn't do that.
it's your dad. Like, it's not my
He's a
dad.
cool guy.
He's obviously that. I don't think that needs to be said. So
So that was our Kentucky Owl show, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope
it's
you.
very.
It's a very expensive show for some people.
Wow. That
But
rocks.
I'm neat, and this has been the Bourbon Barrel. Started high, ended high. Nice.
Well, I'm.
Yeah.